As a mechanical engineer, I was working kind of as a pure engineer, working in R&D, working for companies like United Technologies and Textron. And as is frequently the case, I think, for folks in technical roles, as you evolve in your career, you get drawn more into leadership roles and asking to manage people instead of managing, discovery. And so I became interested in going back to my MBA because I became interested in kind of the science and the mechanics of building and managing organizations and leading people. Like a bolt of lightning in my case. I got a call from an old classmate from Tuck, a guy named John Puckett. We had been housemates our second year over in Norwich. And John had come up with an idea that he was going to sell coffee out of these stores that were solely focused on selling coffee to people in the mornings on their way to work. And I was amused by the call, but he convinced me to come out to Minneapolis, and he and his wife, Kim Puckett, who was Kim Whitehead, and another classmate of ours from Tuck, had kind of hatched this idea, and were in the process of launching this company. And this kind of magical thing happened completely out of the blue, completely unexpected, not planned for, never thought it would ever happen. I came home, and after several weeks of restless thinking about it, I decided, this is really cool, something I really want to do. And I couldn't really explain that moment. I had a hard time explaining it to my wife and my family because it seemed like it was almost an irrational point in time after 15 years of working on kind of a conventional corporate career. So I spent 5 years working with John and Kim and other folks on the team that helped build and grow this business of Caribou, and I was hooked. I knew throughout that experience, as that experience evolved, that I never really wanted to go back and work in a large corporation. I really was very interested in kind of two kind of key core themes. One was leveraging my love of building to building organizations and companies. And the second was another kind of interesting dynamic that I started to really focus in on was the power of transformative and disruptive business models. And I became very interested in thinking about my career in perspective to the opportunity to make big change through new businesses or new ideas. And that led me, after exiting Caribou, it led me to the tech industry. The time at FreeMarkets was a great learning experience, not only about continued learning experience about entrepreneurism in kind of different stages of the continuum of companies' life cycle, young companies' life cycles, but it was also an experience in learning about, particularly in the tech industry, some of the challenges with, hero today struggling the next day. And we did a great job at kind of, bringing some great technology and great capabilities to enterprise industry, but quickly found ourselves struggling to keep up with an expanding vision of the business process evolution. And we decided to merge the companies with another company called Ariba. That process really helped me understand kind of the endurance required, this element of resilience that has to exist in the entrepreneur leadership. I actually think about entrepreneurism not only in terms of starting, growing, and scaling companies, but also in terms of turning companies around, changing business models, reinventing companies. And that was really what the experience at Ariba was. It was kind of on the flip side of creating a company, now reinvent this company. The challenges there were large. We had to reinvent a company as a publicly traded company, which made it a little bit trickier. But we took what was, a 20th century installed software kind of model and converted it to a SaaS, cloud technology network platform model. The single most important skill, in my opinion, for a professional to think about and consciously hone is something that I call serendipity on purpose. Serendipity is often thought of as something that happens by luck, by chance, out of the blue. And I contend that through our own actions, we as professionals can actually practice serendipity on purpose, primarily through kind of three major methods. One is understanding the power of our personal networks and staying connected, and beyond staying connected, but meaningfully connected with all of the human assets that exist in your life. The second is through a passion for curiosity and learning, which really hones your ability to be creative and problem solve. And third, really be good at decision analysis, prioritizing and making decisions, not just the right decisions, but the right decisions at the right point in time in your life is critical. This whole kind of compilation of capabilities really relates to this being able to manage, actively manage, and harness how serendipity will play a role in the way that your life, your personal career progresses. And I think in the entrepreneurial world, the people that I've come in contact with that I think are the most successful, in my own personal experience, it really comes down to being someone who understands serendipity and how to actively manage it.